Part Series Perfect Player premiering the 16th of January. JJ Barea, Tyson Chandler with a special greeting. Luka Doncic, special player. How's he working with Dennis Smith? I would say okay. Speaking of JJ Barea, do we know his age? He just keeps playing. I love watching him play, man.
He's been around for a long time.
I love watching him play.
I saw Puerto Rico play the U.S. and was like, oh, who is that little? Oh, it's JJ Barea.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
he's kind of good.
Under 10 seconds to go in the half. Hart throws it up. Buzzer beating floater. And we're cutting it to 13 at the break.
Kuzma gets an assist for that bad pass.
How about this from Doncic with the step back?
Step back. Long.
You want to create enough space with
that, long,
guys?
Deep step back.
Space.
Lead 8. Brandon Ingram all over it. Aggressive. Was challenged after the loss the day before by Luke Walton to be more passionate. He was. Lonzo Ball was. Both had very good games. Ball had 21, 7 boards, 5 assists. Ingram on the cut and the lay-in. And a chance to be more demonstrative, no LeBron, and show that they can have that passion in performance.
Well, I think that's the biggest thing. I mean, Lonzo Ball took 4 shots last game. If you're going to go down swinging and you're the only primary ball handler, you should take more than 4 shots and just be aggressive.
And you should be able to, if you handling the ball that much and you got his kind of skill, you should be able to get more than 4 shots.
Luka Doncic done get a Band-Aid. Mark Cuban not happy. He should offer 25% over the others. Ingram inside.
Is he the only owner that gets to come on the floor and talk to the referees? I mean, he's carved out a niche for himself. Like it's like Shark Tank going out there to talk to the referees.
Cut you a deal. I can get you some good products. A lead and a win. They take it by 10 to the Lakers. Ingram 29 points, 6 assists, and 2 steals. And you look at where the Lakers are, and obviously they were doing better than we thought that they were going to do in this kind of muddled Western Conference. Then LeBron gets hurt, and Rondo goes down, and they struggle. And Candace, here's Luke, he comes out and he says, I want to see more. And we saw that. Let's start with Brandon Ingram and the aggression tonight. Really, offensively, defensively, moving the ball. He displayed that dog a little bit more than we've seen lately from him.
Well, Luke talked about it's not just about shooting the basketball. That's not what they need. This Laker team really started to become and grow into their own when they were playing on the defensive end.
Yes.
I mean, one of the top teams in pace in the NBA, and that's how you get those opportunities are steals and turnovers and being monstrous on the boards. Ingram last game wasn't aggressive on rebounding, as well as he didn't get to the free throw line. Tonight, obviously 5 of 7 from the free throw line, and Lonzo Ball going 1 of 4, but still, at least you're being aggressive in getting there.
And the absolute best and fun way to play is get a miss and run. I mean, when your defense is playing that way, you know, and you got rhythm on the defensive side of the ball, which I thought L.A. was able to get in the second half. I thought they got a little defensive rhythm, and they were able to get out in transition. And when you're able to get a miss and run, that's a fun way to play.
That's the good news about the night. Now let's show you the bad news, and that's the future. Well, Pistons and Cavs in there. Look, Thunder, Rockets, Warriors at Utah. Never an easy place to win. They got some tough games.
I'm just telling you.
Especially if LeBron's out there, they got some tough games.
The Pistons are going to beat them. The Pistons always beat the Lakers.
You know who they don't beat?
They're going to lose to the Pistons.
Casey and I were like,
the Pistons always beat the Lakers.
You know who they don't beat as I put the glass on? The Spurs. Do you want to see? Spurs defense since December 6th. I mean, I don't even know what you say about what Pop is. He has found different ways to find this group and make them better. And that, to me, is the mark of a great coach. Not just, here's what I do, you fit into it. He finds a way to fit into what he has. DeMar DeRozan, Dwayne Casey reunited. Okay, Detroit basketball. Little Blake Griffin. Jab step.
Detroit basketball.
Won't be screaming as much in about 1 minute and 25 seconds. Andre Drummond the other way.
Get the good plays out the way.
Watch this. Go look. Pop. Timeout. That's another timeout. Trying to ice the kicker, not the Bears, though. Blake Griffin. Inside. Leads it
That
too
hurt,
soon?
Casey.
Is that too soon?
That was way
ain't
too
even
soon.
right.
Is that too soon?
Yeah,
Yeah,
way
that's
too
Sorry.
soon.
I'm sorry, Candace. Tennessee's ranked number 3. DeRozan gets it to fall. He had 11 points in the half. This is a 20-2 run, Candace, for Spurs.
And led by that man, DeMar DeRozan, that honestly is playing some of the best basketball of his career. Assists, points, rebounds. He's doing it all for the Spurs.
Patty Mills had a headband, doesn't need a headband. I mean, either way, hits big shots. Lead 8 at the break. Blake, though, big night. Zeke, 34 and 8.
Yeah, Blake has been playing well. Not only has he been playing well, but he's been showing us all the things that we didn't get a chance to see with his ball handling here with Detroit that he wasn't able to really show a lot of it in L.A.
We saw a lot of this from DeMar and T.O. Dwayne Casey's seen this before. 26, 7, 9 assists. LaMarcus Aldridge. Okay, Tim Duncan off glass. He had 25 in the game and some hezzy.
Stop and go.
Pop ties Jerry Sloan third most wins in NBA history. And again, they hold a team in big. Every time they needed to stop late, they were able to get it. Actually, the Pistons, I mean, look, this is more balanced scoring than sometimes they get. To be able to get 14 from Jackson, 13 from Bullock. I mean, the point guard spot, kind of a question right now, right? In terms of what's working for this team?
Yeah, they got a big 2 in terms of Drummond and Griffin, but they're trying to, find Jackson to insert into that and to get the big 3 back. They've lost 7 of 9, and they're in a little funk right now, and I'm actually a little worried about them. I'm hoping that they can come out of this.
All right, well, I'm sure the Detroit basketball chant will help them. Let's take a look at the
Shut up.
most head coach. Into the tied for 3rd spot with Jerry Sloan and, of course, the great Lenny Wilkins and Don Nelson. Congrats to Pop, who continues to go there. It seems like with every game, guys, there's a new, well, how did this guy do that? AD, another ridiculous talent. We'll break down the brow and the grind.
Joe King was lit on that play.
Neil. Coming up Tuesday on NBA TV. Yes, the 2 to my left are involved, but really it's 3D's night, just asking. Timberwolves and Thunder, Knicks and Warriors, of course, because the Knicks, right?
It's
10:30
Tuesday night.
Eastern time.
Players only, baby.
Players only, baby. Come on now.
Trader pregame
Come on
show.
now. You got to say it right. You got to say
ahead,
it
say
like
it.
you mean
Say
it.
it, mean it. Give it
Players
to me.
only, baby.
Players only.
I like that.
We're going to.
You got to say it with some feeling.
We're going
what
to,
night is it?
How about issues only, baby? Because that's kind of been like the backdrop for the T-Wolves. Here's Ryan Saunders on now moving forward with Minnesota.
Definitely didn't expect to be standing here. I'll first off say how much I respect Coach Tibbs and Coach Andy Greer as well. It's tough when you spend so much time with people, on the road or just in general, and then you see you're not going to see those people as much anymore. That's a tough thing. So I'm thankful for the opportunity though, and moving forward, I'm looking forward to seeing progress on the court and helping grow this team.
All right, from Ryan Saunders to Area 21 and our boy KG, who had a lot to say on Tibbs, obviously, who he knows. He said, good coach, going to land on his feet wherever he's at. He'll get another opportunity. By the way, congrats, and obviously not the way that he expected to Ryan Saunders, not only in the coaching job, but and I know what this feels like. That's why I went with this, being the only coach who will get carded when he goes out with the team. The Timberwolves. You go through all that they went through, everything with Jimmy Butler. Now you lose the coach. How worried are you for the growth of the young talent that through all of this, like Karl Anthony Towns and Wiggins and others, Zeke, are trying to take the next steps in their career?
I'm not worried about the players as much as I am about the organization.
Okay.
Because they really did take a step back. I thought when Sam Mitchell was there, I thought he was doing a great job with those young players. You had Levine, you had Wiggins, you had Katz. They were coming along, and they were doing all right. And then you decided to break that trio up. And I thought that was a good young trio. And I thought Tibbs made a bet on Butler on Chicago, and he went and got him. And when you made that bet, I thought I thought Butler and Tibbs would be closer together. They would be, joined at the hip, and they would be able to take it. I think the disconnect came when Butler and Tibbs, somehow they got sideways. And when they got sideways, not only did it fracture their relationship, but I think it also fractured the franchise. So now the franchise is left scrambling because that relationship and that gamble on Butler didn't work out.
I'm going to ask you this, Candace, as a player, because from outside looking in, I'm sure I speak for a lot of people. And I just think from a common sense standpoint of, we always hear about millennials now, and I think about coaches that I've talked to on the baseball side and how they need to treat it differently today. When you've got a roster with all the youth that they had, can it work with a coach like Tom Thibodeau? I mean, you paid for Bobby. I mean, we've seen coaches have a lot of success who are tough, but in today's day and age, can you be that way with young players at a professional level?
It's a balance. But with this young talent, and especially up until this point, they've been doing this a lot of times. And now the coach is gone, Jimmy Butler's gone. So now it's going to be like this.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. Tibbs is the way he is. We know him as a coach. Obviously, we've heard things down in Chicago with Boylan and his attempt to kind of bring that out of players. But until you want that fire, that desire to be a top player come out of you, it's not going to happen. And right now, I mean, if you're not looking at anybody else in the mirror, where this franchise goes is going to be where Cat and Andrew Wiggins takes it.
We're going to see Golden State in this players-only doubleheader. And
but
yes, go ahead.
Let me go back to that because I do think from a coaching standpoint, the coaches do have to find a way to bring that greatness and inspire you to reach down deeper than you thought you could yourself. We watched it with Phil Jackson with Michael Jordan, okay? We watched Pat Summitt do it to you. You watched Coach Knight do it to me. When I got to the NBA, Chuck Daly, had his way of doing it. So the great players in this league, whether it be Pat Riley, tweaking Magic Johnson or Kareem a little bit, or, Dwayne Wade or, Shaq, whoever, the great coaches, they have to find a way not only to just rest on your talent, but they got to find a way to inspire you to give more. And I don't feel like Cat or Wiggins have had that fire to get inspired to do more.
Yeah, and I'll recite something near close to here. I've used this before, but Leo Mazzoni, longtime pitching coach for the Braves, told me years ago, I always use this, and I know Griff loves this if he's watching, is coaching sometimes is about knowing where to blow smoke and where to light fire. And I feel like that's some of what I don't know that they've always gotten right. I think that's from the outside what I don't know if Jimmy got right. Those guys seem to, you don't want to use the word coddle, but you need to sometimes be able to push a guy with positivity too, right?
Yeah, but it's a fine line, and that's why the coaches that we just talked about, they're all in the Hall of Fame.
Right, sure.
Because they knew how to get it out of you, but yet make you realize that it was the best for you, right? But, I went for a year and, I didn't like Chuck Daly. I didn't like Coach Knight.
Yeah.
I didn't like my high school coach. But now that I'm out of it, I'm glad I had those coaching me, and I'm sure you felt that way about Coach Summitt sometimes.
Definitely. But to add to that, it takes a special player.
Yes.
To be able to look yourself in the mirror and understand that you have faults and you have things that you have to do better. And sometimes what you think is right is completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they have done that. I don't know. But right now we're going to find out whether they do it or not, because everything around them that has been the quote-unquote problem, those are the only two that are left.
Accountability, right? I mean, you can't win without having it yourself in the mirror, in addition to kind of everybody else. Be interesting to see. I mentioned don't sleep on that Warriors game, not because the Knicks can't beat them, but home losses. We've seen some interesting situations. Go look in that closet. The boogeyman perhaps could be out of it. We got more coming up on Game Time. Did we say some issues? The Sixers, too. We'll get into the process.